Hey everybody, Kevin here from Humble Craftworks. Today's video, we're going to talk about pouring epoxy on the bottom of outdoor furniture legs. If you make outdoor furniture or you've bought some recently and you don't have epoxy on the bottom of your legs, the way I'm about to show you will last probably 10 times longer than anything else. This is the best way to waterproof the bottom of your legs, which will soak up water like a sponge. You don't have to be a brainiac. You don't have to be a woodworker. You don't have to be a handyman, a master craftsman. You don't have to be any of those things. Anybody can do this. You just have to go follow certain steps, certain techniques. If you have furniture that goes outside and it touches the ground, whether it's the grass, cement, a deck, whatever, outdoor carpet, if it's out there and it's sitting out there and it rains and it gets wet, well, it's sucking up water. And when it's sucking up water, you're destroying your legs. You go to move it sometimes, that piece will break off, all the finish will start falling off. All these things happen because this is like a sponge. End grain is like a sponge with epoxy on it. It won't suck up any water. I'm gonna show you something today that you've never seen before on YouTube. Today's video, I'm gonna show you every technique I know on how to put in epoxy legs. Every little tip, every trick, everything I've done over the last 30 some odd years. You're gonna learn something. It only takes 8 minutes out of your life. So thanks for watching. Share it with your friends, share it with the world. Let's get to pouring and learning something, because today you're gonna learn something. Thanks for watching. So today I'm going to show you how to pour epoxy resin leg. We're going to use this piece of scrap wood today. We're going to do something a little different than most people do. I'm going to show you how to pour this leg today, but we're also going to add something. We're going to drill some holes, 1/4-inch holes in the bottom. So our epoxy feet are going to have feet that go into our redwood. I'm going to take a 1/4-inch bit and we're going to drill down 1/2 inch or something. We're going to put a little flag on it. Just going to drill a little hole. Doesn't matter if they're square or whatever. There we go, we have little tiny holes. Another very important thing is if you're using like redwood or a softwood or something like that, you make sure it's about as clean as possible. No dust, do not stain it ahead of time like I did, that was a bad idea. We're gonna wipe this down. You can use lacquer thinner, denatured alcohol or whatever. That's always a good thing before you go ahead and make your little dam out of tape. First, I want to talk about these guys right here. So I bought West Systems 105 and the hardener 205. This hardener right here is the one that dries the fastest. It's got 1 pump to 1 pump, 5-to-1 mixtures. When you pump it down 1 time, it has 5 times the fluid that comes out that this one does, and I'm going to show you that here. We're just going to make one little leg. I'm going to do 2 pumps of each one, put it in this guy. We're going to stir it up using the barbecue skewer stick like this. And I'm also going to take this and use this as a measuring gauge. I have this piece right here, it's about 1/8 of an inch, and all I do is put this down here, put the pin here, and we're just going to spin the stick around. We have a little mark there. Now we're going to take another piece of tape. We're going to make another flag. Take the straight end and put it over there. All right, so we have a little flag, right? By putting a flag on there, when we go to pour our leg like this, we can put this down on the bottom, spin it around, and when this little tiny flag hits the epoxy, you know you're full. Another thing you really need, and you should always have with you, is a blue paper towel. So you got your flag, blue paper towel, or something to wipe this off with, because you're going to be doing that a bunch. But you also have to do a few things as you're doing the epoxy, and that's what I'm going to walk you through right now. All right, so the West Systems 105. So all you need to do is push down each one once, and then when you're doing this,
all the way down.
One of those, one of these. The hardener is amber colored, the resin is clear. So I always pump one and then the other and then one and the other. That way it kind of pre-mixes them all. All right, so you're not layering all the hardener on the top and have to mix it down with the resin. You know, they're kind of mixed in there. We're gonna take our little stick and we're gonna mix this stuff up. The slower you mix it, the better off you're gonna be. I'm gonna zoom down here for a minute. Okay, there we go. So mix it slowly. I prefer using these bamboo skewers. It doesn't allow as much air bubbles in there. And I usually mix this for about a minute or so. So we're just gonna speed this up. When you're looking down on it, it'll change colors. It'll change from like kind of a milky color back to clear. And that's kind of how you know when the whole thing's mixed up. Just like regular 5-minute epoxy, when you mix it together, it'll go kind of cloudy and then it'll come back to clear. Once it's all clear again, you know for sure that it's all mixed up. And I don't have that many bubbles in there at all. Clean that out. This stuff gets on you, it's like the plague. It's terrible. Okay, another thing about this epoxy is it gets hot. All epoxy gets a little warm, this gets hot. What I should have done, which I didn't do, which we're gonna have to do really quickly now, is go ahead and tape this off before that kicks. Lordy gumptions, I'm an idiot. All right, so I'm actually using 1.5" Rada tape, which is a painter's tape. We're gonna put 2 wraps on here. Pull out enough, I can wrap this a couple times. So I'm gonna go down about 1/2 inch, and I'm gonna rub it in with my thumb. I'm gonna wrap it around here. All right, then I'm gonna pull it across here like this, pulling it like I would pull if we're doing a miter fold. And then we're gonna rub this in. We're gonna rub this in with our thumb. Get rid of all the little air bubbles in there or whatever. If you have something that looks like that, I'm gonna get rid of it. Let me change the ISO. The ISO is crap. Filming by myself is stupid. Okay, so now we have this wrapped. I'm gonna push in around the very top. The top is kind of square. You don't want any air bubbles or anything to get down below that line. See that? I'm gonna rub it in there really good. Almost push it in like it's indenting the damn leg. Then, once we get that, we're gonna pinch the top. It should feel kind of stiff. You wanna pinch the top because you want this stiffer. You don't want two layers separated. You wanna just keep pinching the top until it looks like that. And there's a reason for that, because this will get hot, and as you're pouring it in there and it sits for a while, it will loosen the glue up, and that ain't no good. This glue, it'll heat this up, and this will just want to start drooling. That's why you always use 2 layers of tape. And if it doesn't feel good enough, like this, and you think you need more, put 3 layers of tape. First thing we're gonna cover are those holes. We're gonna barely pour it in there just a little bit. I'm pouring it right in the middle of all of them, and I'm letting it drool down the hole. Drool down the hole. And I'm just gonna wiggle it around there until all the little holes are full. I'm gonna do this. Okay, there it is. I'm gonna see if I can get the hole. So all the little tiny holes are full. Now I'm gonna try this. I don't know how this is gonna work. I'm gonna keep pouring it in there now. Just pour a little bit in. We'll start in the middle. Kind of go around as much as you can. All right, let it set. We're just gonna wheel it around a little bit. Try to get all the corners set. There's that. Now we're gonna test this with that. Okay, so see how much we're missing by? Spin it around, we get nothing. And I'm gonna pour some more in there. This is very hard to do when you're trying to film and do this at the same time. I need like 4 hands. That looks pretty good. All right, so there it is. I'm gonna come in here, we're gonna do the dip. Yeah, we're still not there yet. So just barely, a little bit more. All right, just gonna pour in just a skosh more. Like that much. I'm gonna take it and rotate it around like this. And it's very liquidy when it's like this. I don't know how to explain it any other way than be very careful that you don't overdo it. You want this as level as possible. One more time here. Okay, stick that in. There it is, it's touching. Can you see that? It's touching enough for me. There it is, now you see, I see a bubble. You can take a stick and try to poke those bubbles out. There is a better way. I'm gonna use a lighter. Try not to light the tape on fire. Hit the top, all the bubbles kind of go away. See how that is? And that's that. So the next thing you want to do is make sure your legs are as level as they possibly can be, and just leave them somewhere for 24 hours until they look like this. From tilting it up on an angle, it creates like a little pool. It's not going to be totally flat. You're going to have to sand that part off. See, it's all right here. It's a little raised up. It's about a 1/16 of an inch, and that's because when we tilted it around like this, it got on the sides of the tape, and then it just kind of pulled up like that. It doesn't sit back down. It's self-leveling, but not too much. This one's super thick because I made this like 2 weeks ago just to see what would happen. If you don't make that tape tight, see how it's down here? All the epoxy came down here because it heated up, and this side's a little less, and then this side's a little low. That's because it heated up and just oozed down the tape. So make sure your tape is in there really good. 2 layers of tape, make sure that tape sticks, because painter's tape usually doesn't stick to dust or grease or grime or anything like that, but it's easily removed. So we're gonna leave this perfectly flat the best we can without spilling it. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, we're gonna stick the stick in there, and we're gonna leave it overnight. And then tomorrow we're gonna come back, and if we can pick this up and it sticks in there, you know it's done. Once I figured this out, I was stoked. It was easy to actually sand things. And when I actually came back and epoxied the hot tub step, it'll be in another video. I actually had to make a couple of jigs so I can actually carve down the epoxy on that bench in place with the router. So stay tuned for that video. It's coming up shortly. If you already have furniture that's already made and you want to put epoxy on the feet, you can definitely do it. All you have to do is make a jig and shave it off, and that's coming up in the next video after this one. Who knows how long it'll take me to make it because I'm super busy. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you have an awesome day, and we'll see you in the next video. If you have any questions or comments, please do so below, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Subscribe now.